Hello and welcome everybody. This is Mr. Harris, principal of Bonny Middle School.
And I'm Mr. Oyster, the assistant principal here.
And we're not just doctors, okay? Usually people wear masks because you think of a doctor. But we're not doctors, are we, Mr. Oyster?
Not even close.
No, and we're not trying to play one on TV. We're just trying to keep everybody safe. And that's why we're wearing our masks during COVID. And when we're in our classrooms at Bonny Middle School this year, we're going to ask everybody to please wear their masks too, so we can keep everybody safe. Now, this is an example of just our typical classroom this year at Bonny Middle School. And Mr. Oyster, how many students are we going to have in class this year?
Well, because we've split up into two groups, and some kids are coming Monday, Tuesday, some kids are coming Wednesday, Thursday, this building is going to be at half capacity at all times. So typically, there is going to be no more than, I want to say, 10 to 12 kids in a classroom. That gives us plenty of space, as you can see here, to spread our desks out 6 feet apart. It'll be one kid at a spot. Nobody's going to be right up next to each other. Lots of space, lots of safety, as you said, Mr. Harris. That's our big goal here.
All right, so we're going to show you around the building with some of the things we've done, some of the steps we've taken to make sure everybody can be safe when we return to Bonny Middle School.
So we've always had rules at Bonny to encourage some good traffic flow, just like when you're driving on the highway. We want our kids to stay on the right-hand side unless they're going this way. And, well, they're still on the right, but it was my left when I was over here. The tape we put down is, again, to encourage that distancing, make sure we're spacing ourselves out as much as we can.
In our classrooms, as we're distanced 6 feet apart, we're going to have fans, or if the teacher has a fan, it's going to be blowing out to suck all of those germs that are in a building out the window. So blowing our germs out. Because we want to prevent aerosoling vapors or water, our water fountains are shut off. I can't get a drink.
But that doesn't mean you can't still stay hydrated. We've got one of these in 3 different locations around the building, not too far from all your classrooms. Bring a water bottle, fill it up, and you can be non-thirsty and fully hydrated.
For the first time in over 25 years, Bonny Middle School is proud to present brand new bathrooms, recently renovated, in our new 8th grade wing. So our health services will still be staffed with the same great nurse and LPN every day, but beyond what they normally do, they'll be available for you to contact if you have any questions about your pre-screenings with your children in the mornings, or if somebody in your house is sick and you need to know, should I send my student to school or not? Please contact Miss Jordan or Miss Wood, and they will help you right here at Bonny Middle School. So from the health services, we're going to do dismissals this year directly out the exit number 23, which is under the bell. So please follow me, and I'll show you how close it is. Your child will not be going by any other classrooms or walking through the school if they are sick. They're going to be dismissed right out the very next door.
So as you see, on the way to the cafeteria here, we've got 6 feet marked out with these yellow X's. We're, again, going to be at half capacity, so there's going to be a lot less kids going to lunch, but even still, we want to make sure we're maintaining that distance and being as safe as possible. And once you get to the cafeteria, you'll see we have an in and an outdoor, so we're all headed in the same direction. We've got the same yellow markers here. We're not going to be eating in the cafeteria. Again, we want to limit as much exposure and as many people in a space as we can. So we'll eat in our classrooms. At that time, obviously, we're going to take the masks off, but we've got a great setup here where we can spread out 50 or so kids 6 feet apart. They can still get their lunch and move on their way.
To start the year off, the locker rooms in the gymnasium are going to be closed. So you will not be able to get into the locker rooms. There's no changing for gym.
Out here in our courtyard now, we'd love to thank the work that the custodians have done to keep this fresh and clean and so wonderful for our students. We do know that being outside, especially in the fall when the weather's nice, is one of the best things we can do to help prevent the spread of germs. So we've got this space and all sorts of others where we can have outdoor mobile classrooms and, again, spreading out and being as safe as we can.
So to start the school year off, we are not going to have students use their lockers. Instead, we're asking students to have a backpack with just the essentials in it and bring that to school instead.
So to start the school year this year, at least through September 30th, we're not going to have activity buses, which makes it's going to make it pretty hard to host a lot of activities that way. We're working on a system where maybe those can meet online or have another way of getting together. So our library is still going to be open, but it's going to be by appointment only. We don't want to have this full of kids, but you'll get your book online. Somebody will bring it right out to you.
You're right on time, Mr. Oyster.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Happy reading. Scattered around the building are several hand sanitizing stations. So make sure you take a moment and sanitize. To help facilitate having over 200 parents committed to dropping the children off every day, we are making the front of the building parent drop-off.
And that allows us to have this entire space where the buses used to pull in so that we can spread things out. If you dropped your kids off before, it could get a little tight in here. Often we were backed out onto Route 35. We're going to encourage you to pull all the way up as far as you can so that we can fit as many cars in here as we can and get everybody in and on their way back to work or wherever you're headed next.
6th graders and Kennedy Clan students will be entering under the clock this year. So 6th grade and Kennedy Clan, please enter through the main entrance, door number 1, under the clock.
And at the entrance with the bell, we're going to have 7th and 8th graders, with the exception of Kennedy Clan, are going to enter right here.
So when you arrive at Bonny Eagle Middle School, if your child is late or you need to drop something off for your child, the main office is going to be closed to traffic. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a walk-up window right here. When you walk up, you can give your items to Miss Saucier or whoever is covering the front office at that time, and they will take it and get it to your child. That way, we can keep our school safe.
So we're out here in the back parking lot now. This is where buses are going to pull in this year. We're trying to free up the intersection over there of 22 and 35. It opens up the front of the building to have parents drop off there. Again, buses can only hold 20 or so kids. We're having so many more kids dropped off by their parents. We need this space. So your bus will come in here and you'll still head to the appropriate entrance out front.
We know to start this year at Bonny Eagle Middle School, things are going to be different than in years past. But you know, we still have our buddy benches, we still have our friends 6 feet apart, and it's great that we can be back together in some fashion. We look forward to starting our year together, and we are excited to think of the opportunities that await.